We are in, boys and girls, here for Eyeballers up against FTW. Kicking off on this first map, of course, will be Overpass. FTW starting off on that CT side. Myself, Scriv, joined by Naokai, of course. We are looking forward to this one, let me tell you. It should be a nice 3-map competition for us if everything goes to plan. Starting off with plans, though. Stadodo, he's get a bit caught. JW struggles to find the frag on the Glock, and Stadodo actually comes away with another one. A massive second frag coming in from him. And that's really going to turn the tide of this one, to be honest. JW with a bit of a mare.
Interesting start. Yeah, I think you're spot on, right? JW, gotta do better there. FTW are left in a pretty nice predicament right now, where it's a case in point of just play the buddy system. Double stack up, but that's not going to be the case. Agil, he's left alone. Toes spotted. Masara hears. Who can shoot the toes best? It's Flusher. After about 10 bullets, he'll bring the numbers back level. A lot of damage done towards him. He's left on 5 points of HP.
Yeah, not the best start into the round for Flusher. He does get the frag at the very least, even it up. Where's that bomb going to end up is my question. I think they're deciding on that, trying to just indeed group up once again. USP can't be found. There it is. Flusher needs that one-tap potential. Best as he can get it. A late smoke coming in. 30 seconds left in the round here, folks. So that one is really going to just corral them in towards Monster. Arrozdoce got to watch out for that. Make sure he doesn't get overwhelmed. There's a smoke and a couple flashes here for Shine. Peppzor, a lot of the heavy lifting on this guy then. They should be able to get to the site to get the bomb down. Going to give them that at the very least. Arrozdoce round the corner trying his best to find what he can, but they're really creeping in. Their flash will send them forwards. Arrozdoce picks up Flusher. It's going to be down to the 3 versus 2. They're trapped in on the bomb site. Peppzor not a chance. And FTW with the pistol.
Good start. Sort of expected in a way as well when the numbers run in their favor. JW a little bit of an error becoming so costly. And FTW start off quite well on the CT side. What we kind of needed from them as well, to get a little bit of confidence flowing through the veins. And of course, this is the map pick of Eyeballers, so you want to be making sure that you get some momentum very early doors. Important thing, of course, for Eyeballers is just that bomb going down. It does mean that they've got the ability to dip into the pockets and, you know, fork up a bit of an investment. It's just a question of what can they do with it, especially in comparison towards FTW. You've got, you know, 3 premium rifles to work with, the FAMAS and the Scout in on support as well. So you just see how Eyeballers make something work out of this. Just 3 Galils, Tech 9, and a Scout in hands of JW to work with. Not the easiest buy to try to find a bit of space to work with, especially considering this is Overpass, which is, you know, very, very difficult to get the ball rolling on that T side.
Early utility out then from FTW. They're weary of what they're up against here. Overpass going to move a lot slower, of course. Much more methodical kind of play. Eyeballers we're expecting not big things, but certainly a comfortable T side from them. Connector control comes in nice and easy. It's always a good way to start. JW creeping round, trying to find the crack angle. If No Peach goes a little aggressive, then he's going to have to pay the price. So toll booth over there on that crossing. Meanwhile, an early smoke comes out on towards A. They're a little flummoxed as to what that is for. Diaz going to find Shine on the off angle here. And great to play it. They've read pretty well that, you know, they're probably not going to have all that many flashes to peek into these angles. Flusher does find the first for his side, but might be the only one that gets found. Flusher left alone with Fortifine, trying to track down Diaz and just get the damage and get the frag in. Down goes Stadodo. Flusher would be on for the ace if he's to get this one done. Does even things up a little bit. Big frag coming in, though, onto the backside. He gets Arrozdoce, and now this 1v4 out of nowhere is on the cards. He's got to find Agil, who's a little late getting towards this B bomb site. There's not a lot of time to get the bomb in. He's going to go for the plant nice and open for him. Agil uses that to close the gap. And now Flusher, with 4 already, looking for the ace to clutch up. It's planted for short. He's going to try and take the long way round, hoping that his opponent doesn't have a kit. He would be guessing correctly. Agil's going to clear all his angles. He's got the read. Who's going to win the fight then? Flusher gets it done. Absolutely incredible stuff coming through from the old guard, and he certainly was a bit of a clutcher back in the day. That is a big kick in the teeth to FTW.
The Swede rolling back the years. Flusher, 5 kills. 1 round, the ace, it's so clean. What a, generally speaking, what a round from him, right? Because he's done everything right. Isolating those fights perfectly. I mean, there's so little you can say, for him on a negative note, but there's a lot of question marks that we have to ask over towards FTW. What went wrong there? Pause being called, and let's be honest, you can sort of understand why. Shell-shocked. They've even, got to that position. They've even lost that. I mean, it's just brutal to see. And of course now, pretty good opportunity. Eyeballers can start to run away with, early bits of momentum, get that T side really rolling. An overpass, like we said, notoriously quite difficult to get that T side really, under your grasp and oh so comfortable. Looking over towards FTW. Now, of course, their economy shattered off the back of losing that round, but they are going to dip back into the pocket and go for yet another full investment. This time, the firepower isn't exactly fantastic. Just a few pistols and that 1 scout. This is a really risky buy. Lose this. It's basically a double eco for them.
I think they kind of had to, right? The decision was sort of made for them, ultimately getting forced broke. And big emphasis on the word broke, to be honest, because it definitely is the trend of the FTW side, unfortunately. So yeah, they really needed to go for this buy, and Eyeballers will know that. Eyeballers so far respecting that as well. See what the makeup is of the round. They love the connector control at the moment. Going to look for short water as well. Nobody around. So they look good to take this B bomb site.
Nice nades. Agil, and he's actually very forward to stay alive. Double nade stack, dropping him to 21. Safe to say he's going to be in for a rough round. 1 straight bullet and he's done for. Here comes the utility. It's going to be a pog fest over towards B.
Yeah, not looking good at all. Mac 10 leading the charge. JW and Flusher finding the big kills. There's 1 more left on the site itself, but not a chance for No Peach. Demolished. Stadodo was the lone A defender with the scout, of course, and he'll probably stick that way, just try and take the scout into the next round. But Eyeballers with a very clean entry into B.
That was brutal. Really well played from them. I got to give them a lot of credit. Methodical approach over towards that B site, and the utility in terms of supporting factor, fantastic. Granted, just that low buy. Can they get anything on the way out? No. Just more money in JW's pockets. Of course, that Mac 10, the kill bonus, it's pretty handsome. It's a flawless round. Eyeballers definitely, pushing aside that forced investment coming through from FTW, and they've really been punished now. Now they're into a position where it is that second part of the double eco. They cannot afford, once again, to invest, to be honest, into anything here. Even upgrading the pistols might have a little bit of an effect later on where they won't have utility to work with or anything of the sort. Hence why we're seeing FTW now, 4 USPSs, gamble stacking in towards mid. This is a bit of a throwaway round. If they can make it a little bit expensive, it'd be nice, but we're not expecting them to be honest, anything.
Well, they might meet some action. I think JW is slowly clearing his angles out towards long here. Going to call for the cavalry. I think they smell a little bit of a rat in this round, it seems like. Mac 10 of Peppzor will be the first to meet this stack. Just a moment, no flash for him to work with, and he's uneasy. I think they're aware something's up. It's going to be a double peek that comes in, and there the game is given away. Peppzor to defend the scout that gets dropped. Once again, looking to make money, calls for a couple of flashes. He still has to be careful with how he plays this one, but he's getting support from the boys on the backside. All good, and Peppzor with 3. Big money, 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 money for my guy on the Mac 10.
Well, there we go. Expected, like we said, nothing really coming to the forefront of our minds, and we're saying about FTW able to pull off a full eco gamble stacking towards mid, but now it's a question of what they can do. Right? FTW, investments coming through. Arrozdoce, an M4A4 uses the rest of the team, an M4A1 SS12. Agil doesn't have the money to do so. Just the fam outs for him as he's yet to get off the board. Looking, hunting for that first kill. So far, great work. Flushed up to 8. As he started to really find his form. And Peppzor's starting to wake up as well. And if Peppzor gets, firing on all cylinders, FTW should be very scared.
Arrozdoce up close here, waiting for the execute to come in. They're going to go right past him. Agil finds 3 on the Famous, though. not even needing this M4. He will eventually get taken down. There was some team damage in there. Agile just going wild to make sure that he won the round single-handedly. It's going to be Peppzor. You picked him up a little bit, but I don't see him finding this one, to be honest with you. Another clutch going to be required for the Eyeballers squad.
Gotta say, I think Pepe's he's a pretty damn good player, but this is just asking so much of him. 1 versus 3, an ace needed. Just 56 points of HP to work with. Bomb has been scooped up, but they know he hasn't crossed. They're holding over towards short. They knew he had to still be lurking somewhere around that monster position. There he is, seen off by stadodo. And FTW will find their second. Go back to within reaching distance, back to within 1. And now this gets very interesting. Kind of the battle of the full buys coming through. Who can break the other's economy first? Eyeballers, thankfully, plenty left in the back pocket for them to reinvest. This time, JW bringing the AWP. That's something that FTW, despite them winning around, they can't quite match just yet.
All right, let's see them. Fuller buy coming in. It can sometimes be this blessing in disguise if you win this round. Just because of where that bank is at, as you mentioned. Spam through the monster smoke, nothing coming off the back of it. Looks like they want to hit the A-bomb site instead.
All goes quiet though, doesn't it? I mean, for Eyeballers, you can sort of see them now slowly but surely clearing the angles. Not really taking too much of kind of an aggressive map control right now. Sort of happy to give up a lot of those FTWs. They just sat in the smoke, waited for it. Over towards Monster, and that's giving them so much information. They know that that bomb, slowly but surely, heading towards A, and you can see on the minimap, top left, the rotation's coming back to support it. This is going to be a pog over towards the A side. Who's going to come out on top?
Well, a pretty bursty play indeed. We'll see how it works. So many flashes over the top. JW watching the backside just to make sure. Look how blind they are in on the site itself, but they're so ready for the hit. It's Diaz out towards Long that has the number here. Peppzor finds himself alone once again in a very similar scenario. Eyeballers testing the water with some of these attacks, and it's just not working for them. I don't really see Peppzor finding too much on this one. We're looking for damage at this point. The round itself looks to be over unless he can pigeonhole his way back in to clean first. They have the bomb firmly in their hands. A nice little crossfire setup. And only 15 seconds for Peppzor to work with. Not enough time in my eyes. And No Peach knows it. Catches him a little panicked. And that will be an even up here from FTW.
It's a good round. And it all comes from just sitting in the smoke over towards Monster. 2 players sitting in that Monster smoke, waiting and expecting an engagement. And then when no one's there, they're thinking, hang on. Well, if no one's in Monster, no one's in short water, lads, they can only be going towards one place. It has to be an A hit. A slow contact A hit. But we'll be ready for it. And FTW were. They were waiting for them to step up and you know, try and take those fights. And that's where the supporting utility came in. Really good round. Really, really good round. And it just shows how important that information gathering is early doors into towards a round can really make the difference about how you kind of, you know, move in and around your own CT side setups. So for the Portuguese side, tying the game up, very important. Sort of shattered the backbone of Eyeballers, left them with a very weird predicament in terms of a buy. But they're going to force into it nonetheless. So Triple AK coming through. 1 kill for Flush and a scout for JW. Utility lacking in a couple of people's hands like JW and Peppzor. But overall, should be okay in terms of firepower to try and make something work out of this. Lose this though, and that's where the double E could come into play.
Yeah, right. I was just about to say they really need this round to work for them because otherwise they're really up the creek. So Flusher entering in, getting aggressive, finding success with that. Pretty big frag from him, actually. And it was through a smoke as well, so he really does well to find a cheeky opener here. Eyeball is going to be running rampant with something like that. We'll see how they work the pick-based Counter-Strike.
Yeah, not bad, right? Potential as well for an upgraded weaponry if they can collect it. Oh, DS other ideas. Gonna sit in the smoke as well. We've already seen this work quite well for them. This time, though, they've got 2 players ready and waiting. A boost from sight over towards Pillar. There's a lot of damage over towards Peppzor. He's forward to stay alive.
So failed boost attempt there from the CT side. Spotted out towards Long, not wanting to reface into it. stadodo playing things kind of safe. JW sticking around with his scout just to sort of hold the angle and maybe find a cheeky heady here. But there's only 40 seconds left. They've really got to start to make a move. They don't have all the utility in the world. Smoking 2 flashes is not quite enough to pull off a fully fledged execute, is it? So they're going to try and just play the contact game, get that AWP in an awkward spot. They know that it's here on the A bomb site. It's holding the crack angle, and the crack angle is successful for one. Might start to call for some assistance now. Bomb going to go down. The contact play works for that at the very least. They've got such deep control into bathrooms and long, so it really only leaves one option in terms of the avenue of attack for FTW. We'll see how it goes down. Shine going to find the head of the first. Playing this aggressive angle on the dice. Oh, the flash comes in for another, taking out Agile, who was trying to get aggressive. Looking very good here for Eyeballers then to win this round. And yep, going to be the save call that comes in from for the win. Eyeballers retake the lead.
There we go. Nice T-side round. All starts an opening kill. Just that numbers advantage gives them a bit of breathing room to work with. But it's what we were saying. Most importantly, for Eyeballers, that was a must. But hang on. A free AWP here. There is a free AWP here. A flusher. Will he collect it? Does he dare? Yeah, he does. He gets it. Now that can be dropped over towards JW. An AK traded over. Ooh, things are looking good. I'm assuming a flush will upgrade from the scouts to the AK. Yeah, I'm assuming he'll go for it in a second. But that's good. Gives them the ability to play around with the AWP without having to invest into one. Of course, they didn't have the money to do so. So, I mean, Shine potentially could have. But it would have meant that they would severely lack utility. And I don't think they want to be in that position. So a pause coming through, and you can expect it over towards the CT side of FTW. Not exactly a nice position for them to be in, considering it's arrozdoce and an AK-47, and then nothing really alongside him. So here are AK round. I'd probably say force buying around it is very risky, but you know, we've seen a lot of sides do stuff like this, and yeah, they're going to do exactly that. I kind of saw it coming, to be perfectly honest. It just seems to be a bit of a standard now. You have one rifle to work with. Let's just buy around it. And that's going to be the plan of action. Double MP9. Scout and just a deagle for Diaz. This is a tough buy to make work in their favor.
Very true, good sir. Very true indeed. But again, feeling like they are backed into a corner. We have some legends on the server who do not crack under this kind of pressure, so FTW have to watch themselves. A lot of noise being heard here from Diaz. And just sort of faking it out a little bit on that T side, you know? Running around, making noise, putting some utility down, just trying to see what they're up against. Maybe some kind of a stack again.
Yeah, exactly that. I think for Eyeballers as well, it's sort of part and parcel of their playstyle. It's cool, calm, you know, methodical in terms of their approach. And sort of ever so scared of, you know, potentially walking towards a stack. But what they should be scared of is arrozdoce is wrapped all the way around to one step, and he'll find himself a kill. And not only that, the bomb too. Flusher falling. That's a lot of information gained. And it'll just fall away.
They have to retake so much of this space as well, right? You see how far back they are in their sort of default at the moment. Really not good. I'm going to try and just charge up long and make that work. They've gone for a short flash to draw some attention away from the A bomb site. Not showing either as best they possibly can. And it might just work for them. Diaz gets taken down by Peppzor, who looks like he's on a bit more of a lurk play. So they're very flustered now on the FTW side of things. No Peach going to find one. Does get traded out. Should allow for the bomb plant. Agile very close to this site, though. Going to look to get aggressive. Look to deny the bomb plant away. He gets the planter, but the bomb has gone down still. 3v2. Kit in play. The weaponry is really not good here, is it? Peppzor closes the gap. Going to use this AK as best he possibly can, but it's that AWP you've got to watch out for. It's planted perfectly for the AWP. Shot rings off. Peppzor's position given away. A headshot round the corner. They try and work together. They try and get him. It's such a hard spot to beat him in. It's just going to be JW on the AWP then. Not a lot of time. JW gets away from stadodo here. There is that kit. There is that spam of the scout. It comes so close. He's just panically trying to get onto the bomb and beat out the AWP here to the buzzer. Is he going to get it done? No. JW had swapped to an AK and all the carnage. And the spray down does find him. What a messy round in the end.
And sort of, you know, the mess is concluded with everybody dying. JW can't keep the AWP in play. Of course, have to reinvest into one. Just a question, do they drop one? No. They had money to do so. But of course, they're opting to rather have the double AK in play rather than a one or. So I can kind of understand financially why you've gone for that sort of buy. Flusher, just a Mach 10 for him. And these two are Flusher and Peppzor so far, absolutely farming. Sapek, the name that you highlighted, we haven't really needed him too much just yet. It's still just been a show of two. FTW, unfortunately, they really can't match it.
Contact B should be successful here. The site itself is completely clear. Trying to get aggressive in towards connector there. You spot on the minimap they might be able to find Peppzor if they play their cards right, but he's going to overwhelm them pretty easily. Just easy stuff in the end. Gets himself the 3k and makes sure there's no guns going down. So it looks set to be a flawless round. Maybe the Mach 10 will find some digging here. An off angle for arrozdoce is not quite good enough. So just agile. The only one left. And indeed, a clean round coming in from Eyeballers.
That's it. I mean, realistically, right? He's one of those low buys. Do we expect? No, not at all. If he can get one kill, that'd be, okay, nice. We'll take it. Not going to happen. Akil might go have a little run around, see if he can find something. It's nothing worth saving, you know, of course. No armor, no good a pistol, not even any utility. Let's have a little poke around. They won't find anybody. Looks towards Con. No one's there. I guess at the very least, he saves the stats. The small silver linings. But there are only small ones right now, Eyeballers. This is so far a really decent T-side being put up over towards this, their map pick of Overpass. I got to say, like I said, Overpass is one of those maps that I think, while the stats don't really lean in that favor, it just seems very difficult to get consistency on towards it. And right now, there's a lot to like from this side so far. A lot of good work coming through from Eyeballers. With FTW, they're just really under the cosh. They're seriously starting to feel that pressure early doors.
Problematic, isn't it? To say the least. And yeah, they are in that infinite feeling cycle of just low buy into, you know, broken full buys. Never have everything they need to win a round, ultimately, and Eyeballers know that fact, playing around it pretty well. We've got a change up in the aggression as a player towards short water. Agile playing with fire on this one, to be honest. He's so close to the action. Flash coming from round. They're not effective enough for him, but he didn't expect the burst to be that fast. arrozdoce does get one. Will it be enough? The site itself looks to have fallen. The flash is coming round. Shine turns his back, unfortunately, and will go down, but they have been kept firmly out of the bomb site itself. JW will be able to find a plan pretty easily. Do they go for this? No kit, a flash, and a smoke. The kit was the short player. They've boosted up, and it's just not going to work there. Holding towards short. Pretty impenetrable over there. I think this should be the round going the way of Eyeballers, just based off of that setup, to be honest with you. But it does indeed look like they're going to give it a good old college try. Maybe try and just body block with everyone out towards short. It could work, but the bomb planted so very open. Tap onto the bomb first comes in, and a double spray down from JW. Hello. Thank you very much, he says. Stadodo will take him down, but the round won through JW's gun.
That's it, Stadodo. At the very least, keeps the AWP alive. Of course, goes one kill. But at the moment, you know, we're talking about all these slight silver linings of FTW, but this is starting to slip away quite seriously. I know Anubis is the map number 2, the pick of FTW, but it was like we were saying when we were kind of coming in towards this, both sides kind of like Anubis. In fact, Eyeballers have played Anubis more than FTW in the last 3 months, so they're definitely well-versed. They've got officials under their belt. It's probably a well-pracked map for them. And Eyeballers are a side who have never wanted to venture over towards Nuke. Regardless of, you know, the previous iterations of maps of Dust 2, Nuke was always the insta-ban, right? So for them, they had to learn Anubis, right? It had to be something that they go into. So I do feel like this is quite an interesting one in terms of I want to see how Eyeballers really fare up. If it's, you know, a map out of convenience so they don't have to go towards Nuke, or if it's a case of them actually feeling confident on the map. It's sort of one of those interesting early stages right now where we don't really know too much just yet, since it's only been, you know, a couple of months or what so. Either way, quite a breadth of a gap built up. 7-3, 4 rounds, but this could be testy. Flash will come through shortly, catches both of them, and it does. Sapek, so easy. JW, great supporting utility.
Yeah, Sapek's been a little bit quieter so far on the map, so it's good to see him get activated there. stadodo still creeping around with this AWP, trying to find a piece. Just, you know, one. The shoulder peak, though, gets the better of him, and now they know exactly where he is. Just a matter of time before he gets crunched on. Got Flusher on one side, yeah, and the attack on the other side could not get it done, unfortunately. Will go down. He was their last hope into the round. The deagle rings off, but just agile now.
What can you find? Let's be honest. It's a consolation goal we're looking for. Peppzor, other ideas. That's a guarantee at the lead. Money comes out the bank as well. I feel like that's quite a common little... what's it called? What is it called? A little hidden thing. It's got a name.
Easter egg?
Easter egg, that's the one. A little hidden. Do you know about that one? You shoot that thing and money sprays out?
Yeah, yeah. Seen it a bit in the past, you know. It doesn't often come up. So a little bit of the BM spray down that we get.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
It's like the one over towards Inferno. There's a pretty good one there. Inferno Mirage now, so in towards apps. Yeah. But yeah, 8-3. Rival is right now so comfortable. It started off very scrappy in towards his map, where it really wasn't sure who was going to take the earlier control in terms of momentum. But right now, things are looking oh so comfy. Leg spotted, the missed shot as well, and it will cost stadodo his life. Diaz lucky for the trade, but there's no Peach, may I say. He comes up for two and leaves all down to one man. Flusher has to really roll back the ears here with the AK.
Yeah, another clutch going to be required from him. I don't think he's got this one in him. It was all part of the trap. Grand plan of FTW, a bit of a cheesy setup. Very risky one, you know, one well-placed flash, right? But they go hunting for the AWP. Of course they do. It's natural. They get punished for it. Most unfortunate. And Eyeballers look set to lose a round, but they've been winning so many on the trot. They're not too bothered. Cash-wise at the very least. And like you say, they've already taken the half in terms of the scoreline. There's potential for this one to go even further.
That's it. At the very least, for FTW, they can alleviate a bit of the pressure when they go to that turning point. CT side is where Eyeballers do a lot of their best work. So if FTW can make it as even as they possibly can, we'll take anything. The silver linings, the small ones, but we'll take them. For Eyeballers right now, this is a position where they can still feel very, very comfy. And even as well, when FTW been finding success, it's been made so expensive that it never has stability in terms of the economy. It has to be a reinvestment towards the AWP. Eyeballers could continue to make each and every round costly, even if they aren't able to win them in their favor.
They've been knocked, though. Confidence kind of visibly drained out of Eyeballers. So they do have to watch themselves so they don't allow that to get in the way. They don't lose themselves and start playing to the tune of FTW. They need to make sure they got their violins all rocked up and making sure they're ready to go. Either way, it's a very quiet one here. It's a very passive setup from FTW this time around. And, you know, that's a small bit of conditioning, really. Eyeballers scared from the aggression of last round, making sure that they also play quite slowly. And like I say, that might just be the way that FTW want them to go. Tag lands onto a arrozdoce. But where do we go from here? They've got the short control. Flash comes around for the AWP. Just nothing coming right now.
No, everything they're trying to sort of poke and prod. Not be giving too much. Eyeballers taking back over towards B. Two blades over towards Monster. Smoke will come into his front outside of Monster as well, which means that Flusher's got a tough fight to try and deal with. Flusher for two. Already, not by that's backing over the rotation. They're losing control of the site. Bomb will go down. DS might find one on exit, but it's looking like this round's already dead in the water.
Yep, they've called the save out, so FTW with no cash. Even with the save, it's going to be tough for them to bolster a buy together. Sapek's got something to say about it. Finds one, does get traded. An AK upgrade for no Peach if he wants it, but at the moment, you know, they're right back to their losing ways, unfortunately. They wanted to string a few of these together to bring it as close as they possibly could, but that 11-4 still hangs in the balance here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Eyeballers, this has been a triumphant start. Right now, really good. stadodo He's lucky that Orb stays alive. Oh my god, he was getting hunted from all angles. If this was matchmaking, where you have like 6 seconds at the end of a round, no way he survives. No way at all. They were circling like sharks to the bait. Fortunately for him, he just about gets out. 5-round, the deficit. FTW stuck between a rock and a hard place. Everything they try, not finding them success. When they step up the tempo, they get punished. When they slow things down, they lose control.
Looking for something a little bit faster this time around then. We do have stadodo on the AWP. Flash going to come in. He still cracks one off, but doesn't find the frag. It's this player that's crept in behind in the form of Diaz. How many can he get? Tough angles to deal with. Spam comes in. He's left so low. He gets a support flash, but he just can't find the frags. Leaves a nade as he goes in and hits the deck, but ultimately it's a 1-for-1.
Well, small silver line needs to be taken. Hang up. They're falling away now. They want nothing to do with this. stadodo, can he stay alive? Thankfully for him, they're not too overzealous on the hunt for him. The flash will force him away. No Peach. Allowing for the rotation to come through from short water. They got that control. They now should have a pretty good understanding. Surely it's heading towards A, but Flusher might just bait the attention close.
Yeah, well played from Flusher. Really good discipline there to just kind of go for it and drop back. They do lose Sapek trying to make a lurk play over on the A-bomb site itself, but they've got a good read here that it is indeed a heavy connector stack. Agile is left eye peak, an awkward one to deal with. Does find success. Scope of Shine going to be heard. No Peach up close and personal. They've got to wait for Flusher to make a move. Try and clear out connector. No Peach gets lucky though and drops the bomb. Unfortunately, Shine goes a little bit too early, thinking that the coast is clear. If there's anything but, it's going to be Flusher in with a chance at another clutch. Smoke goes down. Flash to back it up. Flusher making a Flusher play here. Not going to work for him though, and it will be the 5th going the way of the Portuguese side.
Needed, really needed. Like you were saying, you were kind of already alluding to, there was a world in which an 11-4 could have been the halfway mark, and I think we can pretty safely say when we get to those sort of, differences and deficits that surely this one is already quite dead, but still live. I mean, 9-6 is still quite in the margin to catch back up, especially considering that FTW will then go on towards the T side, but it's doable. So you start to feel a little bit easier already. Either way, we're in towards the AWP now, looking for an aggressive peek in towards mid. Nothing really being given early doors. stadodo, I don't think you'll want to have a peek and a poke in. He might get his head ripped off, hence why he's falling so far back. And Sapek and Peppzor all open things up.
Big frags. Agile going to trade one back. stadodo still on the AWP, watching for an opportunity to come his way, but it just doesn't. He has to back off. He's so low. But once again, Eyeballers have managed to wrestle the control of this round off the back of those early pickups. The individuals looking really scary, particularly Peppzor, particularly Flusher, the two that you want to pop off. Well, they're doing so. They've turned up. Everything points north on the compass of Eyeballers, but we'll see. 9 rounds, good. 10 rounds would be great.
If they get double digits, in my mind, it starts to feel done. I can't lie. It starts to feel very, very sort of one-sided. But for now, it's very, very quiet. T-side will just pump the brakes. Numbers in their favor. They're hoping that FTW get really kind of nervy and overextend. And it'll work. No Peach in towards bathrooms. Gets plucked off by JW. And surely now, double digits just around the corner.
Yeah, you'd assume so. stadodo is still on the sort, but like I say, just very low. He cannot afford to miss a single shot. They're going to deal with him handily as well. Nice smoke onto the dumpster. Good read. They didn't have too many left. They've got another one to replenish that, by the way. And that's exactly what Flusher goes for. So, yeah, no real way to look in. It's going to be Agile contacting out of bank. You have to go for it, of course, but it feels like this one is done and dusted. No one peeking. Eyeball is not giving them a single chance at this round, knowing that there's something coming their way. There goes the first. Not a lot of time left here, and the heads will roll. 10-5 at the turn of the half. Eyeballers with a clean one. We'll see you after the break to see how this pans out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are, of course, here for that second half. Eyeballers leaving it on 10. Pretty solid stuff from them. You'd maybe expect it out of their map pick. No pushovers on Anubis, though. So going towards this 2-0 if they keep up with play like this. Great individuals so far have been showing themselves. If they can win the pistol here, that would be the cherry on top, I'm sure, of that first half.
You know me, I'm a man who loves the statistics, and do you have a hazard a guess at 10-5 starting the T side, what your chances of winning out the map?
I want to say maybe 30%?
No, think the other way, winning the map. So
of course.
What Eyeballers' chances are?
Eyeballers' chances, I've got to say 70% then.
Actually, even a little bit more. That's how weighted this map is. Seed side is 83%.
Wow.
Which is, that really showing how CT-sided Overpass really is. Eyeballers have an 83% chance now of seeing off this map in their favor, which is just ridiculous. And to be honest, it's what it deserved in a way. They've been playing some really good Counter-Strike.
Certainly feels that way. Stadodo going to be spotted. Takes a little tag. They're playing this one just on the contact, rolling in towards B. Shine's going to be the first one to chime in. Smoke, therefore, for Peppzor to be a bit annoying around here. They're trying to just charge them down. This is looking a little risky. Oh, the USB runs out of ammo. Agile finds two big frags. Flusher not quite got the info in. JW is here, though, to pick up the pieces. The two of them very ready for the hit. They do have to be careful, waiting for Sapek to come back around. Stadodo tries to get aggressive to no avail on that backside, and that's the pistol going the way of Eyeballers. Surely now those stats have picked up quite a bit for the CT side.
Well. Eyeballers continue to just do some great work. Really do. I mean, now this is leaning so heavily in their favor. Of course, the big thing is for FTW, no bomb plant, no ability really to comfortably fall by and towards the next. So Eyeballers kind of feels like a bit like a shoo-in that they're going to find 12, to be honest. FTW just don't have the firepower to be able to try and contrast or try and at least combat in towards this round. Great Utah coming through. A lot of damage being dealt early doors to the likes of Agil. No Peach, and especially Diaz, as he's dropped to 30 points of HP. But so far, Eyeballers in the driver's seat entirely. And they're coasting. They're just not really being tested at all.
Nice find from Shine. Always good to get the opener in these. Now they walk into, the meat grinder. Nice shot coming in from Agil, and nice shots coming through from JW. Don't mind if I do, he says. Gets all those eco frags for him. They only lose one in the process. Now, though, the early rifle buy comes in.
There we go. This is where you really have to see something triumphant from the likes of FTW. This is it kind of feels sort of make or break in my mind. I feel like if we don't find success here, it's got to be done. I mean, surely. If this one falls flat, that's where I start to think that this one's over. It's a must convert for FTW. I mean, even if things continue on the trajectory that they currently are running on, FTW have still only got like 2 full buys left in the locker. Not great. Good start for Sapek. Diaz jumping to his demise.
Sapek chiming in then. They're trying to get aggressive on the FTW side. It does not work at all. It was a much more slower paced T side coming out of Eyeballers, that's for sure. But yeah, with that frag, start to tap in, man. This really could be a difficult half for FTW if they can't recover this round.
Also quiet now. Losing the first, FTW kind of forced just to really take a deep think and have a conversation. Lads, what do we do now? Where do we go? Numbers don't favor us. HP doesn't favor us either because, Agil's taking quite the considerable amount of damage. I think that's kind of, it's not known damage over toward Eyeballers, but all the same, all it will take is a couple of AK bullets or maybe even one to the chest, and he is done and dusted. Smoke dropped in towards the side. MP9, and that's on the range. Only one person winning. Shine for one. Spraying through as well, and they all fall flat as Sapek makes it his 3rd kill in the round. The MP9 play up close and personal, and it's seen off in a matter of mere moments. 13-5. Eyeballers in winning that round. Stats now jump further and further. At 13-5, the stats now go to a position of them having a 98% chance of seeing off this map. Let's be honest, Scriv. Deservedly, Eyeballers, it's been one-way traffic.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been all about them for quite a while. They got up to like 8-3, didn't they? And I think that at that point, they'd really solidified enough of a T side that they felt like even in their minds that should be enough. Our CT side's got enough behind it. And yeah, it's one of the risks with going for an early buy like that on the FTW side. You don't have a lot of utility yourself, so you can't really bait it out of the CT side. They do such a good job of holding the right kind of utility on the right players. That smoke, it was even meant to be a Molotov, I think, a little bit earlier. I thought he was going to get caught having put the smoke down, but they were very ready for the early buy and the early burst.
That's it.
And they just played it perfectly, to be honest with you. They have lost a player in this one. Peppzor's got to be careful as well that he doesn't go down, but a 4-on-3 should be doable from here on in.
Well, no P, just rounds off one. DS, scoop, double M4. JW, surely good for it. Gonna make a second, reacts, tap it, and fine. Then, of course, he is no questions asked. Peppzor steps to the third. Will he find it? Running out of ammo, so someone might have to take his place. Either way, arrozdoce, the mighty sweet rice in a 1 versus 4. And it will be seen off relatively easy.
I always want to say arrozdoce.
No, apparently it's arrozdoce, and it means sweet rice in Portuguese. Huh. And I'm wondering if sweet rice is the English equivalent of rice pudding. Ooh. It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's been, I don't know about you, but it's been years since I've had rice pudding.
Yeah, out of a tin.
At least 10. Yeah, out of a 10 classic. Mate. Back in primary school, I reckon. Must be the last time I've had rice pudding. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's one of those classic, maybe
English
wartime
things.
foods that's stuck with us for like 80 years or whatever.
Yeah. Still slaps, though.
Still
I'll give it
slaps.
its credit.
Oh, yes. All right. JW on the angle. Oh, the fire got in his way, I think, for an opportunity at a couple there. At the very least, he gets the info. It's going to be a run boost that comes in here to try and isolate Peppzor, but it's still difficult to take him down behind this tree. Look at him work. Left, right, good night, he says. stadodo will find him, but JW has now found a gap to work with. Nade follows up. Oh, not quite the frag. It's big damage, though. 3 versus 2 and a lot of information.
Now what, right? I mean, that's kind of the play here for FTW. Things started so well. Now we're in a position where, all in all, FTW, good early fights coming through, good early information being gained, but it hasn't actually worked in their favor. Eyeballers, the numbers still favor them. Of course, sort of the HP as well as stadodo. The primary AWPer, abided by Bogdan's law by keeping that AWP in play. What can they do here? Oh, and Shine tucks his head. If they go down connected, they're never going to clear him. It's such an impossible angle. They're still hovering around top con, looking over towards Banana, but it's looking like an A hit. They actually might slip the gap, so I say, Sapek. Perfect timing. Flash going over, and all down to one man, arrozdoce. What can he do once again? He is in a hopeless position.
Let's try and isolate these fights at the end of the day. Sapek does give him one. Shine is going to be the next. Oh, the timing. arrozdoce, unfortunately, nothing sweet about that. Will indeed get timing for the 15th to go the way of Eyeball, as this has been a clinic so far.
Yeah, this has been just stellar work. Showing as well what Eyeballers are like. I mean, this side, when they originally got announced, I think we can all agree it wasn't the honeymoon period that many were hoping. It took a while for them to really find their form and really start to develop into what is a blossoming tier 2 side. And now with the addition of Peppzor, Sapek coming in and starting to find his form as well, this side looking really, really good and starting to see themselves one of the premium teams in this region. Goes 1-1, Sapek 2-3. Oh, it's falling apart. Agil will answer back, but I think Sapek's already done enough.
Ooh. I go with a big one, though. stadodo gets slowed down by the smoke towards short. And they're going to bail on this. They brought it down to a 2v2. It looks like a doable round from this game state. Molly comes in. Yeah, they're not ready at all for the A hit. They think it might be a little bit of a fake out. They're kind of hoping that it's a fake out. It isn't. Still could try and go for this 2 versus 2. A lot of noise being made by JW. AWP up close. Is he ready for this angle from stadodo? stadodo checking his. Not quite sure. Shot rings out and misses. And now just Flusher. They've got plenty of cash to play with. And the clutcher of this team for sure. We've seen it once from him. He's having a game, man. 18 and 7. 98 ADR. Looking to add to that. If you can even just take one, it just makes the round really costly, though, to be fair. So,
yeah.
Looking at an opportunity to do some damage, both playing out towards long, trying to play around the bomb. I think he might just have spotted both of them. He's going to touch down. It finds one. It doesn't find the second. He doesn't have a lot of time, though. Tap onto the bomb. Did not spot that second player out towards long. Nearly finds the frag. I think the bomb might just do it for him. And that is a bit of a silver lining on the loss of the 6th.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. I think for Flosher, he's done enough. Just, as you mentioned, making it costly. No one staying alive for FTW. Yes, a round goes in their favor. Yes, there's, success over there. But what they're bringing to the table, once again, into what is a really crucial position. They need to be flawless. That's just playing for overtime. And they have to do it off the back of, a double Galil and not a lot of utility.
Not a lot at all. They do manage to make their way out towards playground relatively easily. Sapik taking some big damage through the spam there, I believe. So that's kind of nice. FTW, they have it better than it looks right now. Just trying to boost up as a response, though. I think these players are looking for the first pick on either side of the equation, really. And that might just sway the tide. They're going to leave one smoke down on B and gamble on towards the say bomb site would be the correct call. JW creeping around, finds no Peach, who was on that lurking presence, gets himself another. Looking very good for JW to clear the game out. Then, oh my goodness, keeps on spinning, nearly finds himself a 4th, in fact. But the damage is surely done. The final few moments of this game, surely in this round. Agile, low HP. Arrozdoce goes down. It is just going to be Agile. 2 quick headshots come in for him, to be fair, but I don't think he's got enough HP to make this work.
No. So far, it's been a good effort. He needs an ace. An ace clutch at that. We're in a Gil masterclass right now. Granted, a smoke and a flash makes it somewhat doable, but it's just this player in short water. Shine can park up, and I don't think he'll be cleared. Surely not. Does he get checked? No, he doesn't. Well. What a performance from Eyeballers, I gotta say. From start to finish, it just seemed like one-way traffic. And now this entire series in a little bit of jeopardy. I know we're now going into FTW's map pick, but they never looked confident.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it to be that one-sided, to be honest with you. We were gunning for a 3-mapper, and I mean, if that's anything to go off of, Anubis is this kind of unknown territory or whatever into our next map, but